Hey everybody, I'm Tedder.
And Weber.
And we're
Tedder and Weber.
We're back.
Welcome back.
So happy to see you guys this week.
Yeah.
It's been a week for me.
Yeah,
I could say a week, but I think it's been more of like a month for me.
Back that up a little
3
bit.
months, 4 years, I don't know.
I don't know. It's been a time period.
Yeah.
Undefined.
It's been a score. Four score. Only me would reference an Abraham Lincoln quote.
So anyway.
It's fine.
So why are we here?
We're here to talk about comparison because that's always the name of our game here at the Tedder and Weber
Yes,
Show.
it is.
And the more we teach our study, the more we realize it's
More
even thicker, I think, than we
light bulbs.
realized.
Yeah.
But I'm struggling this week, if I'm just being candid. That's what this show's
Oh,
about,
so?
right? Well, everyone in my home has been sick over the last... No, we're fine. Over the last, this is like the 4th week where everyone has just off and on randomly had some sort of
Is that a problem?
respiratory. It's just been tough, like ambulance rides and all the things. And so it's just been a lot. And I am actually on the precipice of a pretty major surgery, unfortunately, but also fortunately. So there's that. And I don't feel good. If I'm just being 100% Tedder and Weber. No, what's our names? Tedder and Weber.
Live and unscripted. Here we go.
Real. If I'm just being
Real.
that level of realness
Authentic.
with you guys. I don't feel good. I am struggling. And I'm also an achiever. And so those... So those are tough combinations for me. And I found myself this week, especially this week, I just have felt run down. I'm in pain and I can't do the things with ease that I have normally been doing to this point. And for the last, I don't know, probably 2 months, it's laundry. I just cannot, someone's been sick or I just don't feel good and I just can't do the laundry.
Well, let's be fair. Folding laundry is kind of like Satan's work.
I was literally just going to say the devil's work.
Yes,
it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I have just struggled. And so, where I normally could just okay, it's Tuesday, but there's a ton of laundry. I'm just going to do this laundry. I can't do it, you guys. And so I've been 2 Saturdays in the last 2 months. Or Sundays, whatever. I've just told my husband, sorry, you handle our home, and I'm just literally, I've taken over his, man cave, and it's now the laundry room. And
I bet he's happy.
I know, poor guy. He hasn't been in there in a while. I'm sorry, baby. It'll be better soon, I promise. But, I literally just, and I just was all the clothes, everything's just stacked out, and I just sit there for hours and fold laundry, and that's somehow the only way that I've been able to do it. And I just remember this week, for me, it was just a couple days ago when I did this again. I've let the laundry get to 5-6 loads deep, and I'm I literally have no clothes in my drawers that aren't from 2007 or newer. You hang on to some of the
right.
Those items. I still have a jean mini skirt from 2002. I don't know why, but it's fine.
Okay. Apparently this was...
But, nonetheless, I digress. I just found myself really stuck. And what I was doing was comparison, but it was comparison to my own self. A version of me that isn't current. And
a version of you that feels good.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
The version of me that can fold a little laundry on a weeknight and not the second the small humans are asleep, I'm I might die. I'm just going to lay here. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm just giving myself so much during the day that literally the second I'm not on mom duty and everyone's asleep, then I'm and I got nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's just not normally me. Like, oftentimes I cook dinner for my husband and I after the kids are asleep. And we make it like a little date night. And I haven't done that in like a really long time. And so I found myself kind of stuck.
Okay.
This week.
So, number one, you've got a big medical event coming up.
Yeah.
That is
taxing.
Yes. That's got to make you a little less, I don't want to say stable because I don't want it to sound like I'm saying you're not mentally stable, but
I mean,
you can use that word with me without a problem. But like even Keely, something like that's a big thing.
Yeah.
And I don't want to downplay that. I'm sure there's some fear, there's uncertainty.
Oh, for sure.
And I'm sure there's some relief in sight too.
Yeah.
But
after I heal, it's
right.
like all the things.
But I think, when you already don't feel good and you're already in pain, and then you're being asked to do all the things for your 45,002 kids. I'm sorry.
If there was that many, y'all would not see my face on this show.
She would take care of all of them.
I would. Don't tell
she
anyone.
would. And then, of course, you have a puppy now.
A puppy?
Which
What is wrong with me? A puppy?
You told me you got a puppy, and I was like, okay.
But
you don't have enough things on your plate.
I know, but my poor kid wanted a dog so
right.
bad.
No, and I know.
But he's a good dog. He's
is
just a puppy.
But it's just something else that you need to take care of.
Correct.
So now you're trying to take care of a sick family.
Yeah.
Prep for this event on the horizon.
Yeah.
Take care of a dog.
Yeah.
And where's the time?
Teach Bible study, record the show.
We're teaching this.
I don't shower, obviously.
There's just a lot going on. And I think that it's very valid that you're saying, I'm comparing myself to who I am when I feel good.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of us do that and don't realize that that's what we're doing. I mean,
I know I did that when I had COVID.
Right.
Like when we had COVID, we were out for 3 or 4 weeks, and I remember being like, "This is it. This is where we live now. This is our normal. We won't be able to walk a flight of steps without being winded." And then the fog cleared, and we came out of it. We made it. You know what I mean? We were all right.
That fatigue is
but I
unlike
just
anything.
And then a few years ago, I have one leg pretty substantially longer than the other, to the extent that I wear something in my shoe every day. And if I don't, I'm just in a miserable amount of pain. And I wear like orthopedic tennis shoes. It's super sexy.
But you bedazzled them.
I did glitter them, so it's a little better. But in fact, someone asked me where I got them, and I said, I made them. If I gotta wear orthopedic tennis shoes, they're gonna be gold glitter. I should be wearing my sequins jacket today. I am not, but that would have been suited for this. But before I had done anything to take care of my leg length difference, it was the summer of 2020 actually. So the whole world's absolutely falling apart, and I can't bend at the hip. I
remember that.
Yeah, like I couldn't load the dishwasher. I couldn't. I was miserable in pain. I was in so much pain all the time. I remember people would be like, "Hey, you want to go do this?" or whatever, and I would literally be like, "How many steps will I have to take? Right. Like that's gonna hurt me. I don't know if I can do that." And I mean, thankfully I have great friends who are like I did actually go on a vacation, and I had a friend like scout out a beach spot for us. Like he went running down this you know who you are. Of course, it's a total you move because that's what you do when your friends are not good. But he just went running and was like, no, don't you move. I'm gonna go check it out. And he's like, I found us a spot. I'm gonna take all this stuff. You walk as slow as you need to walk. And so I had like that friendly accommodations because people knew it was a temporary situation that I was working to fix. And I was doing therapy and I was doing these shoes and the shoes. And so but I remember feeling that then, like, oh my gosh, I'm not even 40 and I can't bend over to do the dishes. And so, and I have a dear friend experiencing a lot of health issues now. And as I was comparing myself to a healthy version of myself from a time past, I kept thinking of my friend as well and how she maybe is doing the same thing, you know, and wondering how I could help her experience less of what I'm experiencing.
Well, and I think that that's normal, that we don't tolerate limitations, but I think a lot of times those limitations are put on us for a reason to get us to slow down. Yeah. You know, I told my son, I was like, hey, I could get tickets to the game, but I was like, but I'm not even going to try and get them because I have to walk so far. So, you know, and then, you know, I haven't been able to take my son to a game at the stadium, you know.
The Ohio State University.
The Horseshoe.
Don't mess it up.
At the shoe. And
Steph needs to toot her own horn here, why that's important to you.
I love Ohio State. I was in the marching band. Yes.
She was in the best damn band in the land.
I was.
What'd you play?
Trombone. I switched from flute to trombone my freshman year of high school because I said I'm going to be in that band.
You did, girl.
I did it. But yeah, so like the shoe has always been really, really special, but I've never gotten to take my son. Aww. I've taken my daughter, I've taken my aunt, I've taken my cousin and his son, but I haven't gotten to take my son because he always worked on the weekends. But I kind of did something like that. I was like, well, if I was more fun or if I was younger or whatever.
Or thinner or healthier.
Right.
I mean, all the things.
But I think that we have to, these limitations are not permanent, thankfully. Thank you, Jesus. So I think that when they come, we have to get better at accepting them and coming up with a plan to rest. And rest is intentional. Yeah. Rest is not laying on the couch eating those yummy kettle chips.
Those nighttime snacks.
Yeah, whatever. But or the pretzel balls or whatever it is that you like to eat.
Mine's
while you're sitting on there.
I love popcorn.
But I won't judge you.
I love popcorn. All the popcorns.
But I think that maybe this is an opportunity for you to just kind of take a step back and say, okay, this is what I need, and identify what it is you need. Yeah.
Well, and I've had to do that. I've had to say no to so many things. Like, we haven't taken our family to a pumpkin patch, and it's the end of October. Do you know what I mean? We haven't carved pumpkins. We haven't, you know, and I...
You know what? It'll still go on.
I know.
You know?
I know. And I'm just like...
And pumpkins are a lot cheaper.
Well, I grow September.
Mine. Oh, well, that's right. I forgot. You're crunchy.
I am crunchy. But I cannot grow many things. Peppers are exceptionally hard for me, except jalapenos. They grow like...
Oh, they grow. Yeah.
I mean, I'm thousands of feet. Like, anyway, my pumpkins. Oh, I always have a ton of pumpkins. I'm like, I should just start the Tedder pumpkin patch and just set them up by the front yard. Like, so maybe next year
And so maybe this year it's not carving, but maybe it's decorating or something.
Yeah. I think I felt like I was letting everyone down.
Did they tell you that you were letting them down? Mm-mm. It was something that you imposed upon yourself?
It sure was.
So, I go back to my comment about rest.
Yeah.
And figuring out what it is that you need to be, because you still need to be able to spend time with God. You still need to be able to spend time with your family. You still need to be able to do the things that you have to do. And you know what? As much as it sucks, laundry isn't an emergency. Unless you're going to be naked walking in Kroger.
I mean, I wouldn't be naked, but it'd be pretty wrinkly dug out from the, bottom of that clean laundry basket.
I had to run an errand yesterday, and I had on a button-up sweater and a pair of shorts, and I didn't want to wear my flip-flops because it's not pedicure season, and I'm a little cheap right now. So I put on dress shoes. And then I was like, okay, well, cool. I'm going to see
it's a
friends.
Fashion statement.
It's fine. And then I was like, oh, I need to stop. While I'm out, I'm going to stop here. I'm like, I am not going anywhere looking like this. So I had to readjust. But anyway, I digress. But no, I think that this is an opportunity for you to give yourself some grace as well, because you're putting all the pressure on yourself. Yes. Everything's going to go on.
Well, then I have this ticking time bomb of okay, this is surgery date, and so it's before Christmas, and so I have to do all of these things that I would normally do in December, now.
Like what? Shop?
I mean, all the things. Decorate, wrap presents, do all the things.
Amazon.
I know. They already get way too much of my money.
And hey, they come wrapped too. They're in a box. Here.
My husband has notoriously handed me at least one Amazon package every single year. Christmas morning for the last 10 years.
Why am I not surprised?
Like, he's so cute, though. He will go, like, he usually has my gifts sent to his work when he was working in the office. And he wraps them all the time at the office, and it's so adorable because it's never acceptable wrapping paper to be under the tree. But he knows that, so he doesn't pull them out until Christmas morning because I have a scheme that must be maintained.
Of course you do.
My mom even...
I love you.
No, I'm like, sounds so psycho. My mom will even call me and say, or she'll send me pictures and say, look, I found this wrapping paper. Is it acceptable to wrap your children's gifts in it?
Okay.
And then I either say yes or no. And it's usually yes because she knows me really well, so it works out. But
sometimes people just leave crap on your doorstep too, and they're like, I don't even know if this... But, you know.
So, nonetheless, he's cute. He'll wrap his gifts all in like this like very juvenile wrapping paper that he probably just like borrowed from other husband who was wrapping presents.
Hey, we usually have like 3 rolls of elf wrapping paper.
There you go. Mine's black, white, and gold. Don't come to my house with anything else. But yes, and then there'll always be one last minute. Here's this Amazon package. Now that you say that, it's kind of funny. But yes, that's the...
So I know it's overwhelming, but I would just encourage you to just look at it from a different perspective. Yeah. From somebody who's been dealing with a lot of other things, as you have.
Yeah.
But just have had the limitations of surgery, multiple
surgeries
I know you have. Over the past couple of years, and getting ready to have another one. Yeah.
We both have big stuff coming up.
Yeah, so I think that, yes, it can be overwhelming, but I think when we carve out the time, I mean, do your verse mapping.
Yeah.
So
Bible
shout
mapping.
Out
the James
to
method.
The James method.
Amazing.
Because Lindsay got me turned on to this stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. It is incredibly powerful.
It's changed. It's like life changing.
Yeah, and I kind of tweaked it. So I look up the Greek and the Hebrew and and then I dive into that.
It's so good.
Really,
it's called
really
the
good.
James Method Bible Mapping.
Yep. And they're always sold out of the journals. She just had a huge shipment of that. And she has no idea that we're talking about it. No,
we're not. This is not a promotional situation at all.
But we both ordered the PDF because the hard copies were out of stock. And it's fantastic. I just got myself a little binder and decorated the front of it or whatever, and I just go through it. So things like that, where it just kind of recenters you, and it will help with the anxiety and the fears.
Yeah, and I'm not like super anxious. I think I'm just like, I really found myself more so comparing today Lindsay to a Lindsay of yesterday, and that I hate when people talk in the third person, so please don't discount me, because it really bothers me.
That's funny. I work with people that only talk about themselves in third person. It cracks me up.
I can't do that. I think there's a level of instability when you talk only about yourself in the third person. Don't come at me. Don't DM me. Don't anything about that. It's my own personal preference. But yes, I'm comparing me today with me from the past,
but you from the past and you today are going to merge together to become you in the future.
Ooh.
There's going to be some
melding of situations,
and you're going to have knowledge that you've gained. And
all right, Steph, bringing it home. Okay.
All right, that's all I got.
Well, I mean, that's like, we done.
All right.
You just said it. You finished it.
Let me drop them.
And no, don't drop the mic. It's so loud, even if we just touch the table.
I know.
But yeah, so that's a very real, candid, current struggle of comparison in my life, and so I'm just.
Well, thank you for sharing that. I know it's not easy, but I do appreciate it.
Easy.
And when you are vulnerable like that, it also reminds me that it's okay to struggle.
Yeah.
This light.
I know, the light's really flashy.
But it reminds me as well.
The same thing, right?
The things that I'm saying to you are
to yourself. I know I had a friend call me today and just complaining about something in her life. And she's like, I was going to call my husband and yell at him, and I decided to call you first. I was like, well, that works. Let me chat you up. Yeah. And I found most of the stuff I was saying to her I needed to hear as well. And so I think that God has a way of doing that. He does. Especially in these sessions where we can just kind of free flow and see where the Spirit leads us.
Yeah. It happens a little bit.
A little bit. On the Tedder and Weber show. Now that I can say it correctly and not sound like I have no idea what I'm talking about.
That was so funny. So like, comment, share, subscribe.
Yes.
Everything.
Please do.
Do all the things.
We'd love to have more than 33 people watching this.
We would.
Well, even like.
I mean, yeah.
We'd love to have 33 people watching.
Well, yes.
But we thank you, those that have subscribed, and just continue to share it and get this word out so that this ministry can kind of take off. That's our goal.
Yep.
All right, guys. Thank you. That's it for this week. We hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next week.
Friday.
Bye.
Bye.